This evening's official Kawasaki launch will begin in 2 minutes' time. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the official Kawasaki Racing Team launch for the 2019 Motul FIM Superbike World Championship season here in San Remo, Australia. Thank you all very much for being with us this evening, and I also would like at this point to extend a very warm welcome to those thousands of fans all around the world who are joining us on our live streaming this evening. Thank you all for being here. My name is Michael Hill, and as many of you here will know, I'm the face and the voice of the Superbike World Championship Paddock Show. I'm delighted and honoured to be here to conduct what is the official Kawasaki Racing Team presentation for 2019. During the next 45 minutes or so, we will preview the season ahead, meet the four-time World Superbike champion Jonathan Rea, and meet the newly arrived at KRT Leon Haslam, who will join us for a chat before the pair unveil Kawasaki Racing Team's Ninja ZX-10RR. So for all of us here and for the millions of fans around the world, what can we expect from World Superbike 2019? Well, the 2019 season will burst into life in just a few days' time at the iconic Phillip Island circuit, and it will do so full of novelties. New contenders, including a brace of Superbike rookies, as well as returning riders, and there will be more action than ever before, as this year we will be able to watch 3 exciting Superbike races at each of the 13 rounds in the championship. The weekend schedule has also been changed to spice things up a little bit. As usual, on Saturday, Tissot Superpole and Race 1 will begin the action, while Sunday's proceedings begin with a brand new Tissot Superpole race, a 10-lap sprint at all events that will decide the starting grid order for Race 2, that will begin a couple of hours after the sprint race checkered flag has been waved on Sunday morning. It's also worth mentioning that the Tissot Superpole race this year will award points to the first 9 finishers. So this in itself will add a potentially new spin to the overall championship classification. As ever, we're going to be travelling around the world for what I'm sure will be a very exciting ride for everybody here and everybody involved in World Superbike 2019. As you can see from the screen, we will start, as is now the custom, in Phillip Island, Australia, before proceeding to Thailand and the Chang International Circuit. Then from April, the World Superbike Circus starts its springtime tour. Aragon, Assen, Imola, Jerez, Misano and Donington Park will all follow in quick succession. So don't miss any of the action at any of these iconic tracks. Go online and you can book your tickets now. Laguna Seca in California makes a welcome return in July, and it will be the last stop before the now traditional summer break. After the holidays, we return full throttle for the final sprint. Portimao in Portugal and Manicourt in France will once again feature as the final two European races of 2019. October is the final month of the 2019 World Superbike season, with racing for the second consecutive season at the new San Juan Villicum racetrack in Argentina, before following with the recent tradition, Qatar will bring the curtain down as the final round once again takes place under the floodlights of the desert at the Lusail International Circuit. As I mentioned before, we're here in San Remo's Silverwater Resort. It's not far from Melbourne, and it's just next to Phillip Island, where, after a two-day official test that begins on Monday, we'll be racing once again at this fantastic circuit. I think I speak for everybody here, everybody in the room and those watching around the world to say that we're all delighted and excited to be back here in Australia. Not only because it's the start of the season and the goosebumps are starting to emerge, but also because Phillip Island is such an iconic, great venue. It's a favourite amongst the riders, the teams and the fans alike, and for me, always provides great races to commentate on. So, being so close to such a great circuit, I think we should find out a little bit more about what we can expect at the first round of the 2019 season. Please welcome onto the stage the first of our guests this evening, the General Manager of the Phillip Island Circuit, Mr. David Bennett.
Thank you, Michael. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Linfox organisation, the Phillip Island Circuit, I would like to welcome you here to Phillip Island for the 2019 Motul FIM World Superbike Championship, Yamaha Motor Finance Australian round. I'd like to acknowledge Jonathan Rea and Leon Haslam. I'd like to also thank Shigemi Tanaka for providing me the opportunity to talk tonight. We're really excited to be welcoming you all back to Australia, and we hope this next week provides you an exciting experience ahead. This year we host our 29th race at Phillip Island, and as Michael said, we've hosted the Australian round here as a season opener since 2009, and excited that we can host this round until 2027 through our association with Visit Victoria. We're excited this year to see the Aussies Troy Herfoss and Tom Taparis in the World Superbikes and World Supersport, and we wish them both all the best on top of their Australian duties in the Australian Superbikes and Australian Supersport categories. We also wish the Kawasaki Racing Team, Jonathan Rea and Leon Haslam, all the best, and the entire World Superbike family the best of luck ahead for safe racing this week. To Jonathan and Tasha Rea and your boys Jake and Tyler, you hold a special place in the hearts of Phillip Island, and we love welcoming you back to the island each year. We truly believe that Phillip Island is the best circuit in the world. Unique design, breathtaking views of Bass Strait, our beautiful beaches, our penguins, our nature debates experiences. And we urge all fans to come down to Phillip Island next week, 22nd to 24th, for the Yamaha Australian Finance Round. And we look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you and good luck.
KRT's riders and staff are some of the most important brand ambassadors. In every country KRT visits, Kawasaki organises public relation meetings, meet and greet events for fans, and a plethora of activities that link the commercial and racing activities of the brand together. These activities are also an opportunity to strengthen the bonds between Kawasaki's subsidiaries, who coordinate these marketing activities and act as a host for the team. In this way, personal relationships and friendships are born inside the very big family that Kawasaki is. This is absolutely the case with Kawasaki Motors Australia, who this year are responsible for making it possible for this exclusive team launch to take place here in Phillip Island, and has in fact been hosting KRT every time the team comes to Australia. And to thank them for this, we would like to invite to the stage to say a few words Mr. Shigemi Tanaka, the Managing Director of Kawasaki Motors Australia, who will not only speak on behalf of KMA, but this evening will also speak on behalf of Kawasaki Heavy Industries. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage Tanaka-san, who will join us to say a few words.
Thank you, Michael. Hello and welcome on behalf of Kawasaki Motors Australia. It is indeed an honor to have the unveiling of the 2019 Kawasaki Racing Team here at Phillip Island, and for Kawasaki Motors Australia to be hosting this important event, with special thanks to Robert, Darren, Gina, and Perry. 3 times in the past, it has been my pleasure to speak at this launch event on behalf of both Kawasaki Motors Europe and Kawasaki Heavy Industries. Now, with Jonathan Rea as a 4-time world champion on the Ninja ZX-10RR, it is a nice coincidence that this is now my 4th time to speak. This time, on behalf of Kawasaki Motors Australia and Kawasaki Heavy Industries. As you can see on the screen, the theme today is Ganbarou in kanji. We will face our challenges and try harder. In 1995, a devastating earthquake hit Kobe, close to Kawasaki manufacturing plant in Akashi. It was a difficult time, but we said, Ganbarou. We will face our challenges with a smile, and we will rebuild. We will try harder and do our best. For the Kawasaki Racing Team, 2018 was one of our most difficult years so far. We were under huge pressure. The fans and media naturally expected more championship success, yet our Ninja ZX-10RR was a victim of its own success, as new rules were adopted to help other teams reach the high level of Kawasaki. Our ninja spirit and the dedication of the team, loyal fans, and riders saw us prevail with a 4th consecutive world title for Jonathan Rea, plus another manufacturer and team title. This is the racing definition of Ganbarou. We will compete, and whatever the circumstances, we will try our best. It has been an incredible journey so far, and our traveling companions on the journey deserve special mention now. I would like to take this chance to thank the many loyal sponsors of KRT, including Total F, Motocard, Monster Energy, and Showa, while also highlighting the enthusiastic media who work long hours to create such interesting coverage of Kawasaki's racing effort. Personally, as managing director of Kawasaki Motors Australia, I also see the spirits of Ganbarou in our staff and dealers every day. The market is challenging, and we compete for every sale and value each customer. While Jonathan and Leon seek to win on track, at Kawasaki, we seek to offer the very best products and customer experience. Everyone within Kawasaki Motors Australia, across our dealer network, the customers and fans, plus Kawasaki Heavy Industries, wish Jonathan and Leon well. We say to them and Kawasaki Racing Team, please make more landmark moments. Take up the championship challenge and gambaro. Thank you.
Gambaro indeed. Thank you, Mr. Tanaka-san. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to call upon the main characters inside the Kawasaki Racing Team, not just for this year, but over the last few years as well. The first of these is a man who is the team manager, but also the owner of Provec Racing. He's a man with plenty of personality and who is full of ideas. And I'm sure if you ask many of his crew here tonight, they'll say sometimes too many ideas. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Gim Roda, the team manager of Team KRT. Gim, good to see you. Welcome to the 2019 team launch. Many years we've been celebrating the launch of KRT in Barcelona, but this year an exclusive. We're doing it here in Australia. Tell us how that was possible.
Yeah, it was an idea. It comes to mind, especially when talking with Mr. Tanaka, who has been supporting our activity from Europe for many years. And we thought that could be a nice challenge to make this event outside of Europe, using the opportunity to be the first race in Australia. And because it's a nice environment to make this activity, we decided to make this challenge. Tanaka-san and Gina and all the Kawasaki Australia support a lot with this idea. It's so enthusiastic. So finally we are here, and for us it's a big pleasure to make this event in Australia just before the race. And I think we are the last ones to do it. Everybody has done before, so we are just at the last moment. But I think it's gonna be a nice one, and people will enjoy the videos you will see later.
For sure, I'm sure everyone's dying to see the new colour scheme. Talking about the team's launch then here this evening, Mr. Tanaka-san has already made reference to the Japanese words that you can see on the screen, gambaro, and that's been also visible over the last week on your social media.
Yeah, gambaro is something, it came on our mind because every year we make some kind of life motif. We work a lot with team staff and with Kawasaki Europe and try to find something to motivate everybody to work on during the year. And this year we find that after so successful years in Superbike, to find a challenge again to continue with the same motivations and to give again our best to find our limits, how much we can arrive, because at the end you can arrive on a position that looks easy what you get, and it's absolutely false, because every year it's more difficult to continue. We need to find new ideas, we need to find new challenges, we need to understand ourselves how to improve, which is our weak points in the past year, try to solve for the next one, and then work on. No? So we try to explain to everybody that we will continue doing our best. We want to explain to the sponsors, we want to explain to the fans, we want to explain to Kawasaki, to the world, that we will not stop. We will continue giving our best all the time. So that's why we find this word and this meaning in Japanese kanji that explain the spirit we want to make this year after all we get in the past, especially the big success for Johnny for the incredible 4 titles in a row. So it's a kind even for him to say, don't relax, because we will put even more effort. This motivates him a lot to even continue giving the same. And for us, it's a big challenge to continue same.
That's really interesting, and maybe as well, also for those of you that don't know it, KRT is a multinational effort, not only because of the professionals working within your team from all over the world, but this sort of ethos also extends through to your partners as well.
Well, we are all good as our suppliers are, so at the end we are a project built by many people around. It's not only the team and not only the riders, it's a big factory behind. It's many engineers in Japan, not only doing the racing activity, but even the mass production, which we receive the bike to make it race. It's the job of all the dealers selling the bikes for us to get resources from Kawasaki, giving back to the racing. It's a big compromise on a workflow for many cultures. We have in the team many people from many cultures, many countries, many languages, so it's a a kind of a big challenge to work every year with such kind of different mentality, and we give all our best to put in the same way, and then try to fix the goals at the beginning of the year, and then try to achieve. It's honestly a very interesting project. We are very proud to be part of this. We are very proud to make always our best to give the riders the best tools we can every year, and then provide everything to make them go to the limit, and hopefully working good, which is at the end of our goal, we can achieve our success and our goals.
You've talked a lot there about winning and giving the best. You made reference to Jonathan Rea's 4 consecutive World Championships. How will KRT face this upcoming season? As I mentioned, many changes, extra races. How will you attack 2019?
We finish the year in 2018 with a list of things to improve, because every year we have many things that we need to improve, small details that we understand, we take a note, because it's difficult during the seasons to make some change because everything is going on. So we finish the year with very clear which are the areas to improve. We improve on the human side. Kawasaki in Japan work on the details of the bike to give a better product, to make even easy life at the end for everybody. The more competitive the bike is, more is the challenge. So everybody put a big effort on it, and yeah, riders especially have big motivations to continue. Johnny is eager to continue writing the books of history. Leon came here with a big motivations, and so proud to get this opportunity to explore his limits, and especially to show the world he's one of the matches to be on the top every race. So we are now, everybody is so focused, so orientated on the same way. So yeah, we are just ready to go.
Okay, well, we look forward to it. For the time being, I'll let you retake your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, the team manager of KRT, Mr. Gimroda. All of you here, and pretty much everybody watching on our live stream this evening, will recognise that motorcycle racing is a sport linked to commercial promotion. In KRT's case, this is especially true, being the most visible part of Kawasaki's bike performance. For this reason, I'd like to call onto the stage for a brief interview Beal Roeder, who is the marketing manager of KRT. He's got some important news to share with us for 2019. And I was going to give a nice introduction, but you're here already, as quick as the ZX-10RR. Beal, this year a new partner, a new main partner, has joined KRT, Showa, not only reinforcing but expanding their presence within the KRT team. Could you just explain a little bit about how that came about and what it means?
Yes, of course, Mike. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, the Showa, as you know, Showa has been a partner for us for 10 years now. We started working with Kawasaki in 2009. We're starting now 2019, so it's 10 years now. Showa, it's not only Kitajima-san and Javi and Cedric. Showa is the biggest company in the world in terms of motorbikes. Are the ones that make more motorbike suspension in the world. So it's a huge company. It's a big honor we have, and it's a big advantage we have compared to many teams, because they focus a lot of all the R&D department focus a lot. So we have 2 technicians at every race, at least 1 engineer. Normally it's 2 engineers, a block design. So that's a big advantage we have compared to everybody. On top of that, of this technical support, which is impossible to pay, I don't know how we got. This year we're going to have also some financial support. So we're going to provide some branding for them. This means that we're going to have more resources to reinvest in the team. So it means we have more people, more staff. We can get even better suppliers. So the whole thing, it gives us more strength compared to last year, and it's a big effort for the Japanese factory and we welcome them on board.
Exciting stuff. A lot of people talk about being the partner of a team or having an association with the team, but what does it mean to be a partner of KRT, a main partner of KRT?
Yeah, it's our gasoline. At the end, we're a racing team. Our racing team spend a lot of money. We're good on that. So thanks to Elf, Motocar, Monster, and Showa, our main 4 partners. It's a French company, one of the top 5 in the world on oil. It's Monster. It's a Californian company from America, and then Showa from Japan. And then Motocar is a Catalan Andorran company. So this shows how big is this project. It's 4 different countries. They give us a lot of help every year. What we try to do, of course, Jonathan and Leon, what they do is they try to do the best results as possible, so you are in all media across. And then part of my job and our team of with Sylvia and Eva and all the boys at SDD that, for example, are organizing all this presentation, what we try to give them back is all the noise and all these this concept. But at the end, sponsorship and the partnership in motor racing, it's something about passion. So everybody in this company, there's Christian Lukinelv, Ramon and Jordi Motocar, and Monster, it's Jake and Midge and Dave. And in Showa, there's a lot of Japanese engineers and Japanese people helping, and it's driven by passion. At the end, they make investment because they really believe in motor racing and in Kawasaki, so we have to really help them.
Good stuff. Now, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, and I know this wasn't scripted, but...
You always do this.
Yeah, we'll go for it. I'm sorry, but I have to do it. I like to think I'm a pretty fashionable guy. I've worn some crazy things on the paddock show.
Right.
You like the jacket?
Yeah.
Had it specially made for this event?
Yeah, no
but I can't...
The orange looks funny, though, but it's okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find the green. Next year we get the green. But joking aside, I can't help but notice the teamwear, the shirt, and I feel as though maybe we should have spoken beforehand. I should have been wearing the outfit.
It's okay. I think it's going to be
Look at the video.
Blood, sweat and tears, I keep pushing on. Can't hold me back. Come on, come on. Train, sleep, repeat.
Train, sleep, repeat.
Now I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
You can't compete.
Hey, I'm here to steal the show.
Train, sleep, repeat. For the rest of my life.
Train, sleep, repeat.
Let's go, let's go. For the rest of my life.
Train, sleep, repeat. Let's go, let's go.
For the rest of my life.
Train, sleep, repeat. Let's go, let's go.
For the rest of my life. You can make it. Are you ready? Let's go. I got a feeling. I know you're gonna steal the show. You can make it. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's go, let's go. I got a feeling. Let's go. You're gonna steal the show.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's go, let's go.
Asked the question before the video came in. Maybe you can explain to everybody here and those watching around the world just a little bit about the new apparel for this year.
Yeah, first thing, it looks better on her than in me, I guess.
It's not for me to say. It's not for me to say.
No, it's a big effort, the clothing, actually. It's very complex to produce ahead on time. We have good partners, it's Pritelli. And then, guys, you got to go and buy some. You can buy it online, you can buy it in the circuit, and of course in the Australian dealers you can get this stuff. So I invite you to go and get some green stuff.
Good stuff. Well, we will continue, and I'm sure we're going to see Beal on the Milan fashion show at some point in the future. Nice model, mate. Nicely modeled.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Beal Roda. Right, well, you'd be pleased to know, ladies and gentlemen, that we are running at lap record pace this evening, which is what you would expect. I mean, KRT have won 5 of the last 6 World Superbike titles, which means that we are getting nearer to that moment of seeing the new 2019 bike. A bike that features many innovations for the upcoming season, as Gim has just told us. But who better to provide us some additional inside information than the 2 crew chiefs of Leon Haslam and Jonathan Rea, respectively. Please welcome onto the stage Marcel Dunker and Pere Riba. Welcome, gents, and our monster girls as well. For those of you that don't know, these 2 men are the crew chiefs, as I said, of Leon Haslam and, of course, Jonathan Rea, the 4-time world champion. You've probably seen them at the back of the garage coordinating things with their riders for many, many seasons. And their job is a very special one. They are the key link between the rider's feeling on the bike, the engineer's technical knowledge, and the mechanic's work. So let's start then with a quick question to each of them, starting with Marcel and then Pere, if you don't mind. Marcel, we've heard a lot of talk about the new ZX-10RR, and the new bike this year, the KRT bike, will incorporate a new engine, which is also available on the commercial model. Maybe you can explain to us something about that.
Yes, Michael. Like every season, the 2019 technical regulations are limiting the engine RPM of every single bike on the grid. Each bike RPM limiter is established by taking the commercial model as a reference, and for this reason Kawasaki improved the engine for this season, giving us a higher potential base for the start of the season. We can make this change possible because of a strong link between the KHI engineers in Japan and KRT. Speaking about modifications on our engine, Kawasaki completely redesigned the valve train, cylinder head, and made some modifications around the crankshaft. You're giving us not only pure engine power in all RPM range, but also reducing the engine inertia, making it more responsive, and giving us an overall engine performance improvement.
Good, sounds good. Look forward to seeing it on track on Monday. Let's move on to Perry. I want to ask you, Perry, from a technical point of view, where we've heard a little bit about the testing that's been going on through the winter. What have you guys done from a KRT point of view in winter testing this year?
This year, as Marcel mentioned, Kawasaki built a new bike, especially engine side, and all these parts makes to have, a different, let me say, engine character, the inertia change, also the feeling for the rider is different, and then, in winter time is the most important moment during the year, because you have to build a base bike to give good feeling for the rider, to be familiar with the bike and to understand the limits. Then winter time, we just focus with all these points, and we try to build, a base and find, the total package to be ready for Phillip Island. Finally, these kind of things in the engine affects not only in the engine side, of course, is affecting in chassis, electronics everywhere, and then we have to try to put all together and to build a starting point for the year. I feel good. Johnny was really strong during all winter test. In November and in January, we've been to Jerez and Portimao, and everywhere seems to be improving every time in the bike, and I feel really good prepared for start the race in Australia.
Okay, thanks, gents. We're going to continue with the team launch, but as I said, we are coming up towards the final lap of this evening's presentation. So, guys, I'm going to ask you to stay with me on the stage, if you wouldn't mind. Well, as I said in the introduction, my main job is as the host of the Paddock Show in World Superbike. So I've been very lucky enough to come to Phillip Island for 8 years now. This is my 8th year here. So I'd like to just take this moment just to share a personal anecdote to you. I've got many, many memories of the races and the experiences here at Phillip Island. But today, as I was driving over the bridge into San Remo, something just came to mind. And I remembered 2015 and two fantastic World Superbike races that involved both Jonathan Rea and Leon Haslam at Phillip Island. Now, 2015, they were both riding for their respective teams, both making their debuts for their respective teams at the time, and both of them excelled. Jonathan beat Leon in race 1, but Leon returned the compliment in race number 2. And then I got to thinking, 4 years later, they're going to battle again at Phillip Island. They're going to battle throughout the season, but this time, they're going to be on the same bike. Anybody else getting a little chill, little excitement for the upcoming season? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2019 KRT riders, 4-time world champion Jonathan Rea, and the new KRT rider, the reigning British Superbike champion, Leon Haslam. And a microphone for two of you. We're going to have a chat in a while, but before we get down to the serious business and showing off these beauties, do you guys remember 2015? Jonathan, I'll start with you. Do you remember 2015?
I remember race 1. I can't actually remember how race 2 ended. I don't know if I led out of the last corner or not.
It was a good one. I'm sure Leon can remember.
I know the last lap was pretty epic.
Leon, any thoughts from 2015?
Yeah, good memories. Obviously, 1-2 in both races with Johnny, and the biggest thing I can remember is lying on the beach the week leading up to the race, and we kind of said, like, you know, we'll do 1-2 this weekend and we'll battle it out for the rest of the year. And yeah, obviously Johnny went on to win his first world title, but, you know, definitely good memories from Phillip Island from 2015.
Yeah, great memories. And a glimpse, maybe, ladies and gents, you can see the dynamic already between these two. Maybe what we can see on the Paddock Show stage this year. Just got to get one of them to start singing. Not sure which one will...
That's Jordi Torres.
Okay, guys, please stay with me on the stage. Maybe you can move across, actually, just alongside Pere and Marcel, because we are very close to finally revealing the 2019 bikes and letting the world see the 2019 colours. But I'm going to make you wait just a little bit longer. Let's have a look back at some of the highlights of another stunning 2018 for Kawasaki and for KRT, but also let's have a look at Leon and Jonathan in pre-season testing. Let's play the video.
Blood, sweat and tears, I keep pushing on. Can't hold me back. Come on, come on. Train, sleep, repeat.
Train, sleep, repeat.
When the lights go out, there's only one path to success. A path that all are willing to take, but only one can ride. And we have ridden it many times.
Jonathan Rea is a four-time world champion in World Superbikes. What a season, what a year.
Showing our true spirit. Showing our will to win. But what keeps us going after achieving more than we dreamed?
Winning becomes an obsession, and whether that be healthy or unhealthy, it gives us a true focus and a true target.
To come to KRT, you know, the records speak for themselves, you know. The good thing for me is to see all the effort that everybody puts in. You know, the little things that nobody sees from behind the scenes to, you know, making sure the rider's fed, the fitness side, all the mechanics, the process that's behind that is one of the best I've ever seen.
Of course, people see the domination we have in the last years on TV, in the races, but what they don't see is behind the scenes. They don't see me busting my ass every single day, you know, at home, and turning myself inside out to be a better rider. They see the good moments, but, you know, away from the track, we're working so hard.
The biggest thing I've learned in my 25 years of racing is it's a team effort. You know, not just my mechanics or you know, the people that work directly with my bike, but to have a manufacturer behind that, to have the best suppliers of you know, the brakes, the tyres, the suspension is.
Collectively as a team, we see it to be really motivated to stay the reference. Every single weekend is to win. Of course, success in racing is winning, but for me, success is much more than that. It's about staying healthy, enjoying the racing with my team and my family, and trying to enjoy these good moments, facing every challenge we have in our way.
For me, success is to get the most out of my package. But in the end, success is always winning.
Okay, we're ready. Ready to show what drives us. It's a power, it's a thrill that burns down the track. Listen, listen to our storm. It's a metal thunder. comes from deep within. Because we have understood what success is. It's to give your best every single time. A time to beat. A time to be faster. A time to believe. A time to enjoy and play the big game. It's race time. Let's do
Jonathan
our
and
best.
Leon, let's have a look then at the 2019 KRT Ninja ZX-10RR, the machine that will fight to once again be the fastest production bike in the world. Fantastic reception then to the 2019 KRT Challenger in what is now such an iconic colour scheme, the legendary Kawasaki Racing Green. There will be more time for photographs a little bit later on, but for now let's talk to the 2019 Gladiators. Before we do, Pere and Marcel, please, you're welcome and free to return to your seats. And I'll just move across here and have a chat then to our two 2019 riders. If you don't mind, Jonathan, I'm going to start with KRT's newest recruit, Leon Haslam, who brings back his number 91 to World Superbike. Leon, first of all, welcome back to the championship after a 3-year break, racing in the British Superbike Championship, where you won the title last year for Kawasaki. You're back in World Superbike, you're back in style with one of the strongest teams on the grid. How are you feeling?
Just, I'm just waiting to wake up. It's like a dream. I had 9 good years in World Championship, but I've never ever had an opportunity like this, to be involved with KRT, Kawasaki, joining the team that's dominated the last 4 years. I just can't wait. I want to start racing now.
And just talk to us a little bit, if you can, about your first approach with the team. As I said, reigning British champion, different rules, different setup. What was it like working with KRT for the first time? A good atmosphere, I would imagine.
Yeah, amazing. Everyone's worked together, the professionalism of everybody. In past years, I've gone to teams that, develop in the other manufacturers or whatever it may be, and I want to bring mechanics with me. But, just to step into a winning package, a winning team with, Marcel and all the guys, it just takes a lot off of me. I haven't really got to think about that side of it, and I can just concentrate on myself and trying to get the most out of me.
Now, we've heard through this evening's presentation that the ZX-10RR is a brand new bike. So what were the first feelings like, the sensations on the bike, given that it is such a new package?
Yeah, obviously, coming from the British Championship, there's quite a lot of differences. In the BSB, it's a controlled ECU with no traction control, no anti-wheelie or any of these sort of electronic aids. So to come to the full factory setup with all these aids, with obviously a package that's actually winning, again, I'm not really looking to reinvent the wheel with the bike. The bike's there. It's just a matter of adapting myself to get the most out of what it is.
Question that I'm going to ask you, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I'm sure a lot of people watching around the world will be interested. There's going to be a lot of riders on track that's not maybe raced with you before, and a lot of new fans to World Superbike that have never seen what commentators call the leg dangle. You've become quite famous from doing it. Could you just explain a little bit about what it is? We saw it a little bit on the video, but can you just explain for the people watching and the people here, what is the leg dangle?
Yeah, obviously it originated with Rossi actually dangling the leg in MotoGP, and a lot of MotoGP guys do it. And I initially started to do it after I broke my legs 3 times in a row, and I couldn't weight the pegs as I wanted to, and I found it helped me change direction, especially under braking. And in British circuits it got a little bit extreme, but I think it'll fit in quite well in World Superbike.
Oh, bring extreme. We like extreme. Bring it. Joking aside, what are you expecting from World Superbike 2019? Obviously, as you said in the VT there, the objective is to win, but what's your realistic expectations? Can you take the fight to your teammate?
Yeah, obviously, like I've said before, I want to get the most out of this bike and this package, and if I do that, then I should be fighting at the pointy end, hopefully, with Jonathan. And I feel that I'm not going to set myself any big targets. I just want to get the most out of myself and the bike, and enjoy my racing. And obviously, the aim is to win, and that's what I'm out here to do.
Good stuff. Well, as I said, welcome back, Leon. We'll catch up on the Paddock Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Leon Haslam.
Thank you.
Let's move across then and speak to the most successful superbike racer of all time. I can officially call you that now because of the wins from last year. Jonathan, first question, of course, your team coordinator, or your crew chief rather, Perry, mentioned it when we were speaking to him. Winter testing, it's gone all right, gone pretty good.
Yeah, it's gone really smooth this year. With a new bike, generally it's taken me quite a long time to adapt to the bike in the past, and it seems like Kawasaki had not just taken the new regulations and the new bike, but all my comments for these last years and applied it to this bike. So I feel straight away in the winter we understood what we needed to do, and step by step we've arrived in Portugal. I felt very comfortable on the bike. Again, we have so much support from all our suppliers. Have been working around the clock to give us this package for round one, so I can't wait to get started.
We've heard a lot from pretty much everybody on the stage talking about the new ZX-10R. I guess there's probably nobody in a better place than yourself, four-time world champion on the ZX-10RR. Just talk to us, if you can, explain from a riding point of view, what's different this year?
Well, I feel like I don't need to change gear anymore when the bike's not even making good power. The bike revs much better, and I can actually feel fast. And that's positive in racing. It means we have a little bit more freedom with the final gearing and the sprockets. Last year we lost a lot to our competitors on acceleration on top speed, and that was down to being limited with our RPM. I mean, I felt like many times we were fighting with a blunt knife. This year we've sharpened the knife well and truly, and we're ready to carve.
And you're going to have to carve 3 times because we've got a new weekend schedule. And again, from my point of view, it's great. There's 3 races to talk about. But from a championship point of view, it's a whole different dynamic now. Pirelli are bringing new tyres. Thoughts about this new format? For the fans, for sure, it's going to be great.
Yeah, for the fans and also for me. I mean, I love racing. And the 10-lap sprint's going to... I mean, I enjoy that part. When the lights go out. I enjoyed the reverse grade. I enjoyed that challenge of coming from, 3rd row, and I think with that gone and being able to start hopefully on my qualifying position or on the front row at least, it means we can just get our head down and you can see some ultimate performance. I really feel like that middle race is going to be the see where the fastest lap times and lap records are going to be set, because no one's going to care about tyre consumption over 10 laps, and it'd be fun. There'd be some wild cards thrown in there that can just keep the tyre about 10 laps, but we'll have to see how it plays out.
Definitely going to be good, and of course the first ever Tissot Superpole race happens in 7 days' time. Yeah, 7 days' time, so it's something to look forward to. Final question, Jonathan. 2015, 2016, 2017 and 2018, 4 on the bounce, never been done before. It's going to be a tough season. We've arguably got the strongest grid that Superbike has had for the last 4 or 5 years. What's going to be the most important thing from your point of view to give you the best chance to fight for 5 in a row? No pressure.
The most important thing, what I've learned with my experience over the years, is to stay focused and calm with my team. We have the best crew in the business, the best motorcycle underneath me, and I feel like the pressure is always on me. I need to find my way with the bike, find my happy place, and once we done that last year, we were absolutely unbeatable from Laguna Seca forward. So that's the key, finding the relationship with this bike. I kind of love her already from pre-season testing. So we're going to build our bond, and slowly but surely we'll fall in love, and hopefully we can make a nice story.
Good stuff. Thank you, Jonathan Rea, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure and an absolute honour for me to be part of this very special 2019 Kawasaki Racing Team launch. Thanks to Jonathan, thanks to Leon, and a big, big thank you also to everyone at KRT and all of the KMA staff. Just before we finish, though, I would like to ask all of the KRT personnel that are here this evening in San Remo just to come onto the stage very quickly and just join the 2 2019 riders for a quick family photograph. Guys, girls, if I can ask you just to quickly come up onto the stage. And how about a nice round of applause for all of the guys and girls here, ladies and gents? We'll get a few photographs of the entire KRT team. And then we are very much on to the final couple of corners of this official launch. Wow, there's a lot of them, isn't there? A lot of them. Let's just let's see who's taking control and getting everybody lined up if we can. They seem to be quite an orderly bunch, don't they? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for the 2019 KRT squad. So, as the curtain falls on this evening's show, let me remind you all that the big one is just about to start. The first race of the 2019 Motul FIM Superbike World Championship gets underway here in Phillip Island next Saturday. Don't miss it. There's still tickets available. And as Jonathan said, with that extra Tissot Superpole race, they're going to be hanging it out and trying to get those extra 12 points. To everybody here with us this evening at the Silverdale Resort in San Remo, and to everybody watching around the world on our social media, thank you all very much indeed. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you're going to enjoy World Superbike 2019. I'm Michael Hill. Thank you and good night.